DALI, why do these tiny speakers sound so good? Hey, welcome to the Thrift Shop. So browsing Amazon Warehouse, even though I've had bad experiences in the past, I came across a super cheap pair of DALI Oberon 1s for sale. I looked at the competitive pricing and was amazed how cheap they were. Fearing the worst, I pulled the trigger. 2 days later, they were delivered in perfect shape without a scratch. Although not in DALI branded boxes, they were reboxed in expanded foam, which was used for protection, and actually I thought it was rather nice. Pulling them out, I realized I should have paid a little more attention to the specs and dimensions. You see, this was my first pair of DALI speakers. I have no idea how they sound or construction methods, etc. These are small, like mini monitors small. Nice looking grills in place, but don't use magnet. I will overlook fashion faux pas of using a texture on texture. I quickly moved them to my main system. I started listening to my Zoo Omen bookshelf speakers to get a reference point. Then I moved to the DALI Oberon 1s. I was playing one of my favorite albums to see how the detail can be extracted. Alice in Chains Unplugged was being played from my Raspberry Pi through the Denafrips Aries 2 and into a Schiit Jotunheim as my preamp, and finally amplified by a Schiit Azure. Going from the high efficiency Zoos to the DALI's 86 dB efficient speakers would have been a major reduction in SPL, but it didn't feel that way. I didn't even adjust the volume, didn't even adjust the subwoofer. It all seemed to click without adjustment. The tonality was very similar to the Zoo speakers, and I thought, how could this be? My most favorite speakers in the world are being challenged by these little mini monitors? The Zoo speakers were the first speakers to show me what true clarity was all about. In fact, it's hard to switch to other speakers once you have that level of clarity and you realize that other speakers just don't stack up. The little Oberon 1s were delivering world-class clarity and my jaw dropped. Stop the presses, I need to look into the speaker. Since it was an impulse purchase, I needed to see what was going on. Upon investigation, I found that DALI normally produced higher-end speakers, and the Oberon line was its first attempt at entry-level speakers. DALI claimed to be using special SMC technology on the drivers to minimize third-order harmonics, or bad harmonics. Most speaker producers approach this by using better capacitors in the crossover, like Zoo using clarity caps. The wood pulp woofer cone, I mean, come on. Can't you just say paper, DALI? I mean, really, am I wrong, or does all paper come from wood pulp? Well, anyways, marketing terms out of the way, the woofer looks cool, it sounds great. The woofer is doing a lot of work with a high crossover point of 2800 Hertz, higher than a lot of speakers. This leaves the overly large tweeter to provide better clarity, delivering great layering and separation. Listening to Alice in Chains Unplugged, you're provided with guitar strings and plucks that seem to reverberate right in front of you, with the harmonics floating in the air. When using the gray tweed grills, the soundstage becomes two-dimensional. It becomes pulled back and diffuse. If you don't like a forward aggressive sound, then use the grills. Make your life easy. If you like forward aggressive, then this is the perfect speaker for you. Darn it. I hate when speakers this small and cheap can compete with my beloved Zoo Omen speakers. Depressing. Hey, thanks for the Thrift Shop. If you like, please subscribe, comment.